on this episode of Now I Get It, we're discussing all things spring. So the pros and cons of spring. The pros are, we're going to get into, and it's a lot of beautiful bounty of wild foraging that you get to enjoy. The cons are ticks. We're outside today, and as normal, we're doing farm tours and that kind of stuff, but I thought, you know, it's spring, and I know that people love knowing about what's in their yard, and I also know that a lot of people spray what they consider weeds in their yard. So I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons of the spring. And so in the same mentality and same mindset of Now I Get It, we're going to be discussing the pros and cons of spring. So first we're going to do the cons. The cons are ticks and bugs. So there are a lot of things that you can find online about bug spray and natural bug sprays, and personally on our farm I have not found any of them to work. What I have found to work is something super potent, and it's this oregano oil. I can link it. You can get it off Amazon.
Wait, what happened? Yeah.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. It's like $20 for the bottle. You only need a few drops, and then you're going to add it to a little spray bottle that you can get and add water to it. You can also add other carrier oils to it, like tea tree oil or whatever it is that you want to add that are, I want to say anti-bug. What is it? That deter bugs. There you go. Okay, so, but you can add those to it as well. I just haven't found on our farm that any of those work as well as oregano oil. But the problem is, and I'm going to caution you, oregano oil, when it's like this, burns. This is not oregano oil like culinary oregano oil. This is wild oregano oil. It only grows in certain places in like Turkey and the Mediterranean in rocky soil. So if you are using this and thinking it's going to be like regular culinary oregano oil, it's not. It's very potent, so be very mindful of that if you choose to use it. But it's great for ticks and pretty much all bugs. And like, you put enough on you, no bugs are going to come near you. So I'm going to drop that. So I went around and gathered the things that I know we almost all have. And so we're going to start with that. So first is purple clover. We get a lot of purple clover. And this is purple clover. I don't know, camera guy. William, is that working?
Yep.
Okay, this is purple clover. It's amazing. Yeah, that's a wasp. It's amazing for insomnia. It's anti-parasitic. We have a wasp nest that we're getting rid of, and so now they're kind of flying around. It's also good for increasing your milk if you're nursing, and it's really great for stress. But if you pick these instead of spraying them, they will be able to be dried out, and you can make them into a wonderful tea. So I can link some stuff as far as that goes when we're done, but purple clover is amazing. It's beautiful and lovely. Also, if you have a driveway, we have a mile-long driveway. If you have a driveway and you spray it regularly with herbicides like glyphosate, Roundup, those kinds of things, you will get non-beneficial weeds. If you don't spray it, what you'll notice is that beneficial weeds will grow, like clover, white clover, purple clover, wood sorrel, those kinds of things. Plantain will start growing up. Yes, my son's raising his hand. What?
Somebody asked, would an oregano essential oil work too?
No, it's not the same. So unless it says wild crafted. So actually, you know what? I'm amazed that we have internet right now. So I didn't expect any questions. So if you look at the label on this, you will see that it lists the actual, oh yeah, here we go. Can you zoom in on that? It lists the Latin name.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
So this is, again, it's not regular oregano. It is wild crafted, literally a whole different thing of oregano. And so we're actually going to get to another, let's do that now. There's another plant that you can find that's out in rocky soil, just like wild oregano grows right now. And that is, it's one of my personal favorites. I use it to make tea every year, and people love the tea. It's actually their favorite tea. And so this is called wild pineapple, or it can also be called wild, you got it?
Yes.
You got it? Okay, so it's wild pineapple or wild chamomile. And so if you think of chamomile tea, it's very soothing, very relaxing. This is all of that more. Just like the wild oregano is all of that more. It's almost like a hyper concentrated version of these things. Levi, can you check on Ellie, please? Thank you. But anyway, so this will grow little white flowers sometimes around it, but I'm going to show you again just so you can identify it. Use it, it's amazing. So I pick this and I dry it and I make amazing tea every year as well. And then we give it out at Christmas time, and people really love it in the fall and at Christmas time. The next one is, you know what, can you, right behind you, can you pick some more of the dead nettle? Because this one, so this is dead, I'm sorry, of the henbit. It's right over there. You'll see like a patch of it. To your left. Left. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you this. I don't have any more right here. I got a lot of clover right here, and we have a bunch of mint that grows around right here. Okay, so the difference between dead nettle and henbit. Oh, we got a fresh one. There you go. Okay, so this is henbit. Henbit and dead nettle often get mistaken. They grow up at the same time of the year in the spring. Dead nettle kind of dies off before henbit does. Henbit has a longer life, I guess, or a longer season. I guess that'd be the better word, a longer season. So most of our dead nettle is gone now, our purple dead nettle, otherwise I would show it to you. But this is henbit. So henbit, you look at the leaves and you can see on the edges where it looks like a hen bit the leaves. Dead nettle, and I can link a post so you can see the picture, dead nettle has rounded leaves. And so it doesn't look that same way, but they both have purple flowers. They both have a similar shape. And also one of the ways that you can identify this is that it has the square stem. So if you're looking at it, you can find the square stem. The uses for henbit is it has iron, it has fiber. You can go check on her real quick. Thank you, Bubs. Go check on Ellie Belly.
Somebody has take pictures of each plant and drop in comments so I can keep an eye out while we hike this summer.
Oh yeah, sure. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to link it. I already have it and stuff that I've researched over the years, so I'll just link it to like people who have way better write-ups about it than me, but they're all up right now, so I'm just trying to share information about it, and hopefully that will help. A lot of this during the summer may already have died off. Like I said, dead nettle has a shorter, purple dead nettle has a shorter season than henbit does. So the henbit may still be there, but the purple dead nettle may already be gone by then. But as far as the purple dead nettle, it's diuretic, it's purgative, it's also antifungal, antibacterial, and you essentially think of it like you would with yarrow or plantain. It's really great for cuts and wounds. So if you are out and you're hiking, you can add that to a cut or a wound and make sure you rinse it and such. But you can add that to a cut or a wound, and like yarrow and plantain, it's really great for that. Which brings us to plantain. So I might have you grab some leaves again because these are wilting already, even though I just grabbed them. But this is plantain. So there's broadleaf plantain. There's like 10 different varieties that are out here just on the East Coast of plantain. Thank you, Bubs. So he's picking it right now. You'll see, like in this one in the broadleaf, you'll see the red on the end. You can eat this, like, so you can actually like cook it and eat it like it's actually like a taco shell. Oh, you want me to show you again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
You can also chew it. And when you, well, actually you don't chew the leaves, but so this is the plantain that it grows up in people's yards, and it grows like this big thing, right? And then from it, you get these long stems, and they look like little seeds on top. We're not to that part of the season yet, so I don't have it to show you. But when you get to that, those things are mucilagenic. So essentially when you chew on them, they produce a lot of mucus, which I know sounds gross, but that mucus is full of all the good stuff that actually heals your gut and your intestinal lining. It also helps with wounds. So a lot of Native Americans have used it, and they chew on it and then put it in wounds, similar to like aloe vera. So very good for you. You can use these leaves and eating them like taco shells too, but the whole plant's really good for you. And then, I don't know how much people want to talk about it, so I'm trying to go fast. But the next thing is violets. Wild violets are considered like a plague to most people, right? Because, so wild violets, the reason they're considered a plague to most people, one, they don't know how beneficial they are. Two, so this is the pros and cons, I guess, of wild violets. One, they don't notice how beneficial they are. The con is that if you have wild violets, they spread as a rhizome. So they have little tubes, kind of like a turmeric root, but if you pull this, any part of that root that's left will actually duplicate multifolded. So if you pull it, it will multi-breed and multi-fold. I don't know the word. How would you describe that, William? It'll become more prevalent. Yeah. It'll become stronger, faster, better. What'd you say?
Like mint.
Yeah, it's like mint. They say don't plant mint, and I planted mint near our house, and it's like, it's out of control. But I love it, and it also keeps the ants away. So plant mint near your house. So wild violets are amazing, and they're really great for cough, cold, flus, viruses. But I love wild violets because you can make them into a tea, especially the blossoms. You can eat the blossoms, and you can make them into a tea, and they are good for your heart. They really are. Your emotional heart and your physical heart. They are good for both. So they're a beautiful thing, and they even look like a heart. And so if you see wild violets, think of your heart and health. Okay, so the last one is wood sorrel, and I'm probably gonna have to pick some more wood sorrel. Wood sorrel, I'm gonna have to pick some more. It looks sad. I don't see it right here. There's a little bit. Do you see it over there on the other side? Yeah. All right, my camera guy's gonna get me some wood sorrel. Oh, and I didn't even do the white clover. White clover is super good for you too. And you can pick up all the white clover. That's what we do. We just get bags, like whole food bags, and then we just pick all the blossoms, and then you just make a tea from it, or well, you dry it. You can dry it, make a tea, or you can use it wet and make a tea, like fresh and make a tea. But dried makes, in my opinion, a better tea. So spring is the time where we get a bunch of really medicinal healing herbs, including the red clover, well, the purple clover, the red clover, whatever you want to call it, the white clover. It's also when we get the purple dead nettle. But all of these things are full of vitamins and concentrations of vitamin C and iron and things that our body needs to help us detox and get rid of all those heavy foods that we had taken in over the winter. So when it comes up, like dandelions right now are great for your liver. They're super amazing for detoxification pathways, but people are spraying them, so you can't enjoy them. So take your dandelions, make a tea out of the tops, and you can actually eat the whole dandelion as well and throw them into your salads. The dead nettle, the henbit, I'll throw those into salads as well. We do that a lot, and it's really great for detoxing your body and getting rid of all that got clogged up and stagnant over the cold winter when you ate heavy foods. So this is wood sorrel. I'm gonna pull just a small part of it off so you can see it. It can be overwhelming if you're looking at all of it. Wood sorrel is, let me see, can you see it right here?
Yep.
Okay, so wood sorrel, you can see the difference between that and a clover, because wood sorrel, you can do this, right? So with wood sorrel, I say right, like you know that. I'm sorry. Here, let me grab some clover. So with clovers, it doesn't bend and fold the same way that wood sorrel does. Wood sorrel bends and folds a lot easier. And so, and this one actually, you can't see the flowers on it, but
why don't you bring it up to the camera?
Here, let me see, right here. This is actually wood sorrel. There you go, Ben.
Bring it up to the camera.
So what he brought me isn't wood sorrel, but that's why it doesn't look as easy to see. And then we have Yeti's hair. That's the other con of spring, your animals shed. As a pro, when your animals shed outside, like you can see patches of our big Great Pyrenees fur. When they shed, we have lovely, beautiful birds that come and gather that to make nests in the spring. So we leave it out for them. But it's kind of a con because, I mean, it's kind of a, con because it's kind of annoying, but the birds really love it. So this is actually wood sorrel. I was wondering, I was like, that doesn't look right. This is wood sorrel. So you can see how it looks like a heart instead of the shamrock shape. It looks more like a defined heart instead of round. And it also bends in the middle. And it has little yellow or white flowers. It can have white flowers too. So, yeah. So I think that's it for the pros and cons of spring, all about bugs and all about herbs. Oh, you know what? Don't spray your driveway. The bees need the weeds, and the more that you leave those weeds or pull the ones that you don't like, the more that these beneficial weeds that I described in the video are going to grow, and you can actually make teas and tinctures and all kinds of wonderful medicinal things. We have a whole mile-long driveway. I tell you, I promise. Every year we don't spray it, and every year beautiful weeds come up and replace, like clover and the things I described, replace the things that we used to consider as weeds. And it's not overtaken, it's not overrun, and yeah, you don't want to put those chemicals in there anyway as far as glyphosate. So I think that's about it. Do you have anything else, Bubs?
Nope.
All right, so now when spring comes and you can think about bugs and ticks and animal fur and all the pros and all the cons and all the herbs and foraging, you can say, now I get it. Hi. Welcome to the extended cut and the extended version of the Now I Get It spring episode. I wanted to add some more information in here for those who want to click on my YouTube and watch this version of it and not just the live video. When you're thinking about getting all of these wonderful benefits of the weeds or wild herbs that spring gives us, it can be daunting to think you're going to go out there and pick each individual clover blossom or anything for that matter. So I wanted to show you some tips and tricks of what you can do. And also in the first video, I had not yet seen any of the plantain buds come up yet, but these are them, and I don't know if you can zoom in on them. These are them at an in-between. So is it better if I put my hand behind it?
It's perfect. Okay,
great. This is an in-between. They'll get seeds on them, and you can actually, like Native Americans here, what they would do on the East Coast, this is where this variety grows wild. You can chew them when you're out in the wild, or even if you want to, you can chew on it and it becomes this like mucilagenic kind of a thing, kind of like okra or aloe vera, think of those things, which is very beneficial for healing your intestinal tract or wounds. So if you chew it up in your mouth and then spit it out, you can actually put it on there, or if you want to grind it up with a mortar and pestle, it is amazing for healing your skin. So this is how I show you of how you can get these buds very fast. So all the flowers. So you're going to put your finger like this, and then like this, and then you just do this. So if you can grab a few at a time, but you can see it's actually really fast. You can grab all of these really fast. Instead of grabbing one individual, you can grab a bunch and then throw them in your bag. You'll also notice the wild pineapple I talked about. You see how it's not growing anywhere in here? It only grows, if you can zoom in or see, it only grows where there are rocks. Like I said, it doesn't want to grow in soil. If you try to transplant this, it will not work. It will die. I've tried transplanting it so I could have a ton of the wild chamomile because I love it, and it doesn't work if you try to transplant it. But yes, if you want to forage it fast, you just grab it, and you can grab a whole bunch, and you just do this, and then you can grab a whole bunch at once. And that's it. Extended version. Now for the spring episode of Now I Get It. Thanks. Bye.